Hey Fit Fam, I'm coming to you with an upper body warm up here. So perhaps you're super sore from your upper body workout, and this is something that you incorporate later in the day or the next day if you're still feeling super tight. But it is also one of my favorite ways to get ready for my upper body workout that I'm about to do. It doesn't take too long, but I found it really good to help warm up the entire body, the mind muscle connections, and just get everything ready to go. So go ahead, join me. If you ever need any extra stretches in any single one of these, pause, do it a couple more times, and then join me right back again. So we're going to start with those walkouts. Work on hinging forward into that forward fold and keep those legs as straight as you can. If those hands can't make it to the ground, start to bend those knees a little bit. Use this as an opportunity to stretch out those hamstrings. As you walk it out into your plank position, notice the weight distribute throughout. Then you'll go ahead, plant those knees to the ground so you can come into that up dog. From there, you can go ahead and take a look over your right shoulder. You can come back, take a look over that left shoulder. And then we're going to start to send those hips back up to the sky. Again, feel that core start to engage here. Feel that weight start to transfer. Feel that stretch in those hamstrings. We're going to go ahead, walk it out again. Find that plank position. Let those knees drop. Chest lifts. You could take a look over each side. Get a little extra stretch to those abs. Through that low and mid back. And then go ahead, walk it back. I'm going to do it one more time. I like to stay in my forward fold here, but you're welcome to stand all the way up between each one of these. Last time here, we're going to walk it out and drop those knees. Come on up. Again, take a look if you want and relax. So this would be a good time if you want a quick child's pose to reverse that motion. I always welcome you between moves to just take that opportunity to take that break, reset through the center. But what I do want you to note is all of our moves, we're not in it for very long. We don't want any static stretching before we're working out. So if you were doing this post-workout, that'd be okay to hold everything for a little bit longer, but we don't want to stretch the muscles too much right before we work out. We think about dynamic movement. Never really hold a stretch for too long unless it's after your workout. We're going to work our shoulder openers together. If you're ready, go ahead, lay back, keep your legs bent. Take that right leg up and over your left, and then you start to slide that whole body down to face the left. Hand is going to help hold that right knee to the ground. Keep that there. Reach as far as you can to the left, and then set down your head. Keep that reach, making a big circle all the way around here, keeping your hand as close to the ground as you can. And once you make it all the way around, reach again. Feel free to let that head lift as you reach a little bit farther. Then relax that head down and repeat. This time, hopefully noticing you're able to keep your hand on the ground a little bit longer. 3 is kind of my magic number here. Some days I end up doing it a few more times, but go ahead, reach and work on opening it up. Remember that left hand is holding that right knee down to get you a really big stretch through that side body. If you need a couple more, you can pause me here, get a couple more on that side, but we're going to go ahead and switch to the other side now. So left leg is going to come up over the right. Your right hand's going to hold down that left leg. Reach as far as we can to the right, set, and then work on rotating it all the way open here. And when you reach the end, repeat. We don't want to hold the stretch for too long, but it is really important that you don't rush through it and that hand starts to lift when maybe if you would have gone a little slower, we could have gotten that extra inch. So take your time here to make sure you reach, and see how long you can keep that hand on the ground while keeping that knee in place. All the way around. This side's always a little bit tighter on me. And done. Okay. So that is your shoulder openers. Again, if you want a couple more times on each side, go ahead and do that. Right now, we're going to flip over onto our stomach for some wing taps now. Okay. So we got those shoulders moving. We got those hamstrings, low back loose. Now for wing taps, you're going to be on your stomach. You're going to reach long in front of you. And you're going to lift up from the midsection to try to get your knees and your chest off the ground. And at the same time, we're going to work on pulling those arms back, keeping them straight and touching our sides, hips, or butt, wherever your hand length reaches to, with that full lift. So chest is off the ground, knees are off the ground, and then I come back, relax all the way down. Think about cracking a walnut with those armpits as you bring those hands back, start to activate that and take it all the way down. If you're feeling anything in that low back, maybe don't lift quite as high, and or definitely you can get more glute engagement here. So glute engagement in this position will help you keep that low back protected. We'll do 2 more, but if you would like to do a few more, feel free. We're going to come on up into a high plank position, which means that we're going to be on our hands versus our forearms. You can keep your feet a little bit wider here. We're just going to work a plank pump. That means we're going to take our hips to the sky to find downward dog like we do in yoga. Hips to the sky, feel that stretch in those hamstrings, and then come back to your plank. And when we come back to the plank, you want to think about wrapping those lats. So the elbows will start to aim a little bit towards your toes. You'll feel like you can hold an orange in your armpits. And then once you have that full engagement, pump it back. Bring it forward on the inhale, wrap them, exhale, back. And you can start to go faster here. I'm just going to work 10 or so, because it doesn't have to be a super long warm up, but I definitely want the mind and body to be ready for the work at hand. Prepping the body, letting it know it's time to get moving, working all the areas that we're going to be working so it's all awake. We get 2 more here. Find that plank. Take it back. And good. All right, another perfect opportunity to hit a quick child's pose. We're coming to the end of this warm-up. We'll relax into that for a second. And then we're going to find ourselves on our back for our dead bug. So for our dead bugs, very similar to that hollow body hold we've learned, where we start in that tabletop position. It really helps me open up my shoulders and work my core engagement. And at the same time, it's actually going to help traction out our spine. So really good for that low back. This is honestly something you could do every single day to really help. So remember, when I'm in this tabletop position, make sure that low back is flat, okay? Knees are over the hips, knees are in line with the ankles, hands are straight up. And then what we're going to do is take opposite arm, opposite leg, nice and slow and controlled, and reach back as far as you can. So you could see I can get my foot all the way down to the ground and my arm all the way back. Yes, my shoulder's a little tight, so I feel that, but I can get that stretch without my low back lifting. If you feel that low back lifting, then you might want to cut your range a little bit or keep that knee slightly bent and then bring it back to center. Then you're going to take the opposite arm, opposite leg, and bring it back to center. Now, I generally go pretty slow on this in my warm-up just to really feel every part of my ab engaged. So a lot of times I'll just be watching a clock to make sure that I'm doing this for about a minute or so. Or if you're one that likes to count up those reps, I would probably work 5 to 8 each side. And sometimes I do repeat it if I have more time to do a little bit bigger of a warm-up, but just taking it through one time, my body's already getting nice and warm. I'm feeling a stretch more each time, and my abs are already shaking. So I'm going to work one more time with you each side. Okay. And then last one. All right. So really good opportunity to take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug right here. You could rock side to side a little bit. You could even go into a quick glute bridge and use those hands to push those hips up to feel a stretch through those hip flexors. But that is your upper body warm up. So again, it is really good to make sure you get some kind of warm up before we start lifting weights. This would be really good if you're super stiff after your upper body workout too.